Hello YouTube, it's Final once again, just bringing you a Rapier Spear PvP build. It was requested by one of my subscribers on Twitch, so I thought I'd get this one out for you today. Basically what I'm going to show you is my Spear and Rapier build, my attributes, what armor I'm using, and what rotation and what I'm looking for within the PvP arena scenario. So basically my three main abilities on Spear is Sweep, Perforate and Skewer. What I'm going to look for is, if possible, if I'm going up against a healer, I'm gonna stab them a few times. I'm not going to jump in with any abilities because they're going to roll away. Hopefully get them out of stamina. Start with a Skewer, then with a Sweep, and then into a Perforate. That's the perfect combo. If that's not possible, obviously with Skewer you can jump into attacks, hopefully get the Skewer bleed off, things like that. Perforate is great. We go all the way down in Perforate because if you hit the third one it does stagger them, which helps you then get the Sweep off and coup de grace. So what I'll do is I'll go through the Impaler and then we'll go through the Zonar. So what I'm using is Refreshing Jabs. It just refreshes your abilities by 10% on your second light attack. Finishing Blows deals 15% increased damage against targets with less than 30%. So normally with Finishing Blows it's good when you've sweep them, coup de grace, and they're on like 30%, and then you can perforate them and hopefully finish them off while they're on the ground. They don't have a chance. Aggressive Maneuvers. The first successful hit with an ability with 2 seconds of the dodge reduce all spear cooldowns by 20%. So obviously using light armor I'm going to be dodging in and out all the time, so hopefully I get this off quite a lot. Then we're going into Crippling Jabs. The last hit of the light attack chain applies 30% slow for 3 seconds to the target. To be fair, you don't get this off often, but when you do it's quite a lifesaver or a kill shot. And then we're going for Exaggerating Crits. Critical hits extended the duration of your spear debuffs and damages over time, so your bleeds and everything are going to be increased by the effects by 20%. And we're going to go all the way down in Impaler to Exploited Weakness, which deals 10% bonus damage for each buff on your target. So you're going to put bleeds and everything like that on it, so that's going to stack up to about 30% anyway. And then on the Skewer, we're just going to go down to the third perk. So we'll have Skewer. Skewer deals 20% increased damage against targets on full health, because you're going to start off with Skewer at all times if you can, and you gain in power of Skewer. Critical hits increasing damage by 20% for 10 seconds. So that's where we go. I don't go down to Deep Wound because I don't need the increased duration. And then on Perforate is execute 3 quick piercing strikes that deal 80% weapon damage. Apply Rend, reducing the target's damage absorption by 5%, so that's going to make him weak. Then we're going to go into the second, Rupturing Strikes. Rend increases 10% per strike against targets above 50% health. So this, sometimes you'll be running after them, they'll slow down, you can just perforate them, it's completely up to you. Impactful Strikes, target is staggered if you hit 3, so this can help against healers. If you can get a full perforate off, stagger them, then sweep them, most of the time it's going to land them on very low health or even dead. So over on Zonar I'm using Deadly Reach, which is critical chances increased by 10% when attacking the target that is at least 3 meters away. That's going to marry up with your Skewer, because you're going to jump in from Skewer for more than 3 meters away, so you're going to get an increased critical strike, which then goes and adds up with all of this. Then we've got Merciless Strength, which deals 25% increased damage against knockdown targets, which is we're going to speak about with the Sweep. Then we've got Invigorating Crits, which restores 20 stamina on critical strikes. So every time you hit, and if you're getting a crit, you're going to get more stamina back, which means you can dodge and roll more. And then we've got Strong Conditioning, which stamina regeneration rate is increased by 30% when your stamina is below 50%. So if you've double dodged out, you're going to get a quick stamina boost up to 50% again, and then it'll go back to normal. I choose Sweep, but it's a 50-50 whether you're choosing Sweep or you're going to go Vault Kick. Vault Kick works more often than not, whereas Sweep, it can disappear, doesn't work. Obviously Grit, things like that, it's not going to work on, but I prefer Sweep over Vault Kick. But a lot of people are using Vault Kick because it doesn't matter if you've got Grit, it's going to stun you. So there is a lot of Vault Kicks out there, but I'm using Sweep. with Tenacious Sweep, which gives me grit, and then we're using Coup de Grace for a finisher. So if you get a sweep off and a perforate, you can use the sweep again, and then Coup de Grace to finish them off with the ground. It's quite a high damaged thing. The thing with sweep is there is a little bug in arena, OPR, PvP in general. If both of you are spear users and both of you sweep at the same time, basically, the person that sweep animation goes off first is the person that's actually going to get knocked down. So if you're first, you're most likely not going to get your sweep off. You're going to be the one that gets sweeped. Bit backwards, I know, but that happens a hell of a lot in arena. Just got to get used to it. Sometimes you're going to win the battle, sometimes you're not. So that's my spear build. Then I'm going to go over to Rapier. To be fair, with Rapier, I'm literally all down Grace. I'm not really going to go into it because the only things I'm really using in here is riposte when I'm stuck and they're just about to come in and attack. I'm going to riposte to deflect their attack and stun them so that I can then turn around and fletch away. It's more of a get out. I'm not using this really for damage. You can spec this how you want, but I would suggest having riposte and fletch on your Rapier for anything to get away, to get distance on your enemies, just to heal up and things like that, because being in the thick of things as a light user, you're going to need to get out, heal up and wait for your cooldowns to come back. So here are my attributes. I'm playing 65 strength, 250 dex, 160 con, plus the 40 con from the constitution food is going to take me up to 200. 200 is quite a important thing here because it's going to increase your physical and elemental armor by 10%. This is quite a big attribute. We've changed over to that because there seems to be a change in the meta and I can't play the old build of 300 dex, 65 strength and 150 con. So we changed it up a little bit for more survivability. You want to go over to 50 plus strength for the 10% damage to physical and light heavy attacks. You want to get up to as much dex as you possibly can, and con, depending on how you want to play it. We're playing it safe with 200, but you can go down to 100 con, you can do 150, but I would suggest maybe looking no less than 150. If you can play it, I'd do the 200. This is a very good build. It's got good damage, good survivability, and we find that I'm surviving a lot easier and a lot better against the archers, the muskets, the double bruiser healers and things like that. This is working out to be pretty much the build to use. Like I said, I was using the 300 dex, 65 strength and 150 con with food, but now I've changed over to this for more survivability and a lot more control in the arenas. What we're going to do is going to have a look at my gear. I'm no means BIS on most of my items, but they are what you need to survive and actually do well in arena. So what you need is you need to look at your fortified perforate perk and your enfeebling skewer perk. You definitely want these. So them two are on there, and then obviously on every piece of armor, the 5 pieces here, you want resilience plus other perks. So what I've gone here is dex, fortified perforate and resilience, and again enfeebling skewer, resilience, strength, and then on here I've got omnidirectional evade, which goes with my Rapier build. I don't use evade as much as I should, but it's not too bad. Resilience and dex. I've got shirking energy and resilience on my pants. So shirking energy, if a hit is avoided by dodging while in light equipped load, gain 29 stamina. So it gives me more time, more dodges, helps me out chasing people. It's quite a good thing. And then I'm using the PvP reward boots, which is giving me shirking heals, which doesn't give you too much, but it gives you a little tick, refreshing and resilience. So resilient is the biggest thing for your armor for PvP. You don't want to be critted all the time, so resilient plus your weapon perks is where you want to be. So for my jewelry, I'm using the Champion's Amulet, which is stamina recovery, health and shirking in power. So again, dodging, obtains in power, increases damage dealt by 4% for 10 seconds, and you can get 4 stacks, so that is 16% increased damage. Health, 9.7% more maximum health, which is important, and stamina recovery. When you're a hit well below 50%, you get 98 stamina, which again is helping you dodge away, it's helping you get away, it's helping you chase some healers, because yep, you're going to be below 50% sometimes when chasing, because they're going to have people chasing you. For my ring, I'm on Champion's Ring, which is con again, but it's Invigorated Punishment, which is abilities deal 2% bonus damage per buff on the player. All these players are gonna be fully buffed. Everyone is ready, everyone comes into arena, unless you're gonna play undergeared people, which then it's an easier fight, so it's not too bad. Hearty for the 9.8% more maximum stamina, so obviously you've got 3 dodges, not 2, and then Keen Awareness 12% crit chance. To be fair, the Keen Awareness doesn't really do much in arena or PvP because of the Resilient, but Keen Awareness on that one is not too bad. And then I'm using Doom's Chance as my earring. It's got refreshing toe, so my potion cooldowns are 29% faster, and I've got a little tick of health there with regeneration. Now, what I'm using for my weapons, I know there's BIS weapons out there, there's loads of other stuff, but I am using the PvP trap weapons. So I've got the Officer's Ceremony with a Gambit gem in there, 15% damage while your stamina is not full. Most of the time, as a spear player, your stamina is not going to be full. Penetrating Backstab, which Backstab penetrates 27% more. Vicious, keenly empowered. Like I said, I don't particularly use the Rapier as much as I should. I'm more into the spear and use the Rapier to get out. For my spear, a little bit different here, because I'm playing with a friend and he is a Ice Mage, Fire Mage. We're trying out the Frozen gem, which is 50% of the damage is converted into ice. So when he's ice showering, I'm getting a little bit more damage out of the spear. That's the only reason. To be fair, you probably should be using the Gambit, but we're giving this a try and it seems to be working okay. And then what we've got is Penetrating Backstab, 27% of player's armor. Vicious, 12% critical damage. If I crit, I'm getting a bit more damage. And Keenly Empower, which is pretty much the most important thing on here. On critical, gain 50% empower for 5 seconds. So that is what I'm using. That is how I'm set up. What I'm trying to do is, with the light gear, I'm going to move around, I'm going to keep near the pillar, and my job is to try and get near the healer, annoy the healer, or in and out, quick little jabs, get your skewer off, get your perforate off, get the bleeds on and come back out. The more you survive in arena, the more likely you are to win the game. When I first started, I was more gung-ho, I wanted to get in there and kill people, but learning the game, learning where you want to be in arena is, as a spear rapier, you're not going to do the most damage, but you're going to do the important parts, as in keep the healer busy, chase the healer down, try and kill the healer, or go on the ranged and cause them an absolute nightmare. I also forgot to mention just quickly, which I forget all the time, is about the gems that I'm using. Normally you want to get around 10 of every percent of elemental damage and physical damage, but at the minute it seems to be a little bit more bowman, musket and bruisers. So what I've done is I've done 11.3 in all of the physical damages and 8.8 across the board. It's just the way that I like to do it is to spread it all the way, and then I've got a spread range. If you find you're coming up a load of fire mages or ice mages, you can obviously stack in them stats, but a broad range is always going to be your best bet. Then you don't have to keep changing your gems. You're just ready to go in, and whatever's there, you know what you've got. So for the gems, you want to try and 10% it all, or if you find that it's more thrust, strike or slash, which I'm finding at the minute, you just give it a couple more percent and you drop your elemental damage. So that's what I do for the gems. So yeah, that's my Spear Rapier build for PvP. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully it was a little bit of an insight into how I play Spear Rapier, and hopefully it was some good information for you to take out into your arena PvP OPR. So if you liked it and you like my videos and you've been around for a little bit, if you can hit that subscribe button, because most of the people that are watching at the moment haven't hit that subscribe button, it would help me greatly. Hit the like button, leave me some comments, because I am new to this and I am learning. So hopefully some comments, constructive criticism, give me whatever you've got. I will reply. I'm pretty punctual on that. And yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you on the next one.